Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the AZ Axel channel. My name is Alex Murray, also known as AZ Axel, and today we are doing a bit of a spontaneous stream, but it's also going to be heralding in a couple of announcements that we want to talk about. So one of the things that I have been debating about since we launched is the idea of changing our schedule ever so slightly. Mostly because after 2 weeks of looking at how our streams have gone, they've been great. I have had no problems at all with our streams and how they've been handled, how many viewers we've been getting, all that kind of stuff. It's all been great. But the amount of time between the end of Saturday afternoon all the way till the next Friday to get your next BYP dose is way too long. Basically, the feeling of progress and like the flow of BYP is just, it's dead. It's dead by like Thursday. So it's way too long between streams. So basically, in the spirit of Christmas, I'm just kidding. No. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to add on an additional stream and we're going to change the dates slightly. So we're keeping the Saturday stream. That is staying. Nothing's being changed about the Saturday stream except for one thing. Saturday streams are now officially going to be our Game of the Day streams. All right? That is when we are going to live broadcast our live game. And what's going to happen is our weeks are going to start on Saturday, not on Friday, and not on this new schedule starting on Mondays. So Saturday will be our beginning of the new week, and we will play the highlighted Ace game on Saturday. All right? We did stream all the time because on Fridays, Saturdays, I thought that would be the best time to get, the most amount of viewers involved. But now that we pretty much have everybody that we need, we're not begging for more submissions. We've got a good community, a vibrant community. We don't have to bow to the masses, I guess, is kind of the idea. Plus, having Friday, Saturday streams is while it's very nice to have those because it's like the weekend, the idea that Backyard Project only moves and progresses on weekends is really, really harsh for people that want to have continual content and do a whole bunch of stuff. And thank you, my name is Guy, for the Prime Gaming submission. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. So, basically, here's what's going to happen, guys. Saturdays, like I just mentioned, are going to be our starting point, our diving board for the week. We will play our Game of the Day on Saturday, and we will be voting on those over the course of the week heading up to that Saturday, all right? So we'll have a lot more time to let you guys kind of get an idea of who's going to be playing on Saturday. If not, we'll put those up on Thursday nights after our Thursday streams. But what's going to happen is the Saturday streams are going to be just the Game of the Day, and that will prelude or precursor that new week. So we will watch the Game of the Day, and then on Monday and Thursday, we will do our real-time simulation streams. All right? And that's how we're going to do it. Because that's going to give us the option to have 2 days of watching games live, and then 1 day where we can basically just sit down and watch a game really, really live. One game in particular, and enjoy it. So I think it's going to be good for not only the project, but also good to keep progress going over the course of the week versus having it cut off, by Saturday and then having to wait all the way till next Friday to get any more progress for the Backyard Project. So, there should be a whole bunch of stuff that's going to help with that. I hope that doesn't mess up too much of our, as long as the BYP finish their schoolwork, yay, third day of streaming. Yes, we, well, right now all the kids are on a Christmas break, so we're good. We're good. As of last Friday, they all were on Christmas break, so we tried to schedule the games for the beginning of the season around that, and then making sure that, yeah, all the kids are good to go at this point. So yes, we are managing expectations for the kids. Even though we've already stated that they are not underaged for this league, they are all technically in a perfect age situation to play legitimate baseball. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So hopefully that helps with being able to just get more content, but not too much. Because there is a chance that we might have too many streams, and I didn't want to get to a point where it felt like as if we had way too much content being created, and it wasn't able to possibly, it wasn't good enough for me to handle it. I couldn't handle it. So I think having 2 real-time sim days, one on Monday, one on Thursday, both at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is going to be the new starting time. So right now, basically, on Mondays, and then right now at the same time on Thursdays, are going to be our real-time simulations. Well, the issue with that, Rock, this, is that we have to be real careful of when OOTP makes official content, because that can really interfere with our affiliates very, very quickly. So not only do we want to make sure that our affiliates get the time slots they want, but we also need to make sure that, if we do make any changes, that we are very, we are announcing and making those very much aware to anybody who is part of our affiliates program, so that way we don't step on any toes. So, while we are going to be adding, we're going to add and change stuff over the course of, the next year, it's just going to happen. We also want to make sure that we don't just throw our weight around and take every single evening away from our affiliates. Who streams on Wednesdays? Well, the FHM guys stream on Wednesdays. So, on Wednesdays we have our franchise hockey manager streams. I know that a lot of people also, I know Eucharin and a couple other people, I believe, are already either looking into Wednesdays or already have Wednesday streams for affiliates. So there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, guys, to kind of help make sure that stuff doesn't we don't step on any toes if we can help it. So should give out perfect packs instead of silver packs too. I feel like that would be such a bad thing for the economy, Ludwig. I like the idea. As a person who plays the game, I would love perfect packs, but that would totally break the economy, unfortunately. So probably not gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see what they have planned and lined up for the rest of the year. We'll see. All right, so let me make sure that we are all set, because we're basically gonna do more of the real-time simulation, guys. We've got our bot all set up and ready to go. Our simulation is all set for opening day. We mentioned this last Saturday about who we're going to be seeing play today. At the end of the day, guys, this was a perfect week for us to really take a break from doing a game of the day. I know that some of you were really excited and looking forward to seeing I think it was going to be either the Armadillos and Giants, or it was going to be the Goats and Coyotes that were most likely going to be watched. But at the moment, this is kind of our best week to be able to really ditch the game of the day for a week and let that just pass, and we'll do that for week 4. So we're not going to do a vote for the game of the day for week 3. We're going to sim all of week 3, and we're going to do that today and on Thursday for both of the 2 days. And then on Saturday, we will do a game of the day for week 4, which, if we go to week 4, we're potentially going to be seeing the Armadillos and Goats, which would be a really cool matchup. That would be Burns and Rogers. So I'm real happy if that becomes the case. It could also be the Giants and Squirrels. That would be Otani and Leah Wayne. We also could be looking at maybe a matchup between the Ninjas and the Captains, the Cacti and the Apollos. A couple of 0-4 teams that could bounce back, get back into the 2-4 category by next week. We'll see about that. But then, of course, the Admirals are up against the Reapers next week, and that's McGuire versus Abbott, which would also not be a bad matchup as well. So I think that covers the announcement of what we're going to be doing. Our new schedule is going to be Monday and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern time to basically 8-ish, 9-ish is what we're going to end up doing at this point. I vote for swapping halfway through the season so that we can see the number 2 starters. Exactly, Ukraine. That is something that we are planning on doing. I don't know if the plan is to change sim days or something. We'll figure out how to make that work. We may end up having a week where we I don't know. I have to look that up and see what I'm going to do about that. But yes, the plan is to allow us to get halfway through the season so we can watch all the teams we want to watch for the beginning. And, I really want to make sure that if we have a chance to see... Well, no, the GOATs won't play against the Jazz, so we're not going to see DeGrom versus Burns, but that's okay. That's okay. Can we manually swap the starters? That's what I was thinking about doing. I rock this, but then you think about it, and the schedule isn't balanced perfectly. So you might get some teams that face off against the number 1 starter twice for a different squad, and that would not be good. You don't want to have, you don't want to have one team facing against Jacob deGrom twice because he suddenly becomes their number 2 starter, and he already played them as the number 1 starter. So we do have to keep the structure of not only the schedule, but the starters in the number 1 and number 2 slots as they are. But we could change the schedule, the stream day that we do Game of the Days. So we could do it where on Thursdays we would start to do Game of the Days and then wrap up the real-time simulation on Saturdays. And that would work. So that's what I'm thinking we're going to do. We'll see if that's what happens down the road. So stay tuned, guys. If you want more information about that, I will get you guys all the information about that. So outside of that, we're going to act like as if today is a usual Friday. We're going to be watching the opening, or the game 1s for week number 3 at this point. We have a cool amount of different positions that are going to be getting moved around. We only have 2 undefeated teams and 2 winless teams left in the league, and that is, of course, the Jazz and the Kings, and then the GOATs and the Angry Admirals. So this should be a fun day to see if both of those teams can keep their winning streaks going, and then those other 2 people with the winless streaks at this point. Can someone link the S+? Hold on, let me get it for you. I know that it's watching. I haven't started it yet, so it hasn't been updated yet, but that's where it's going to go, guys. So that's going to be the real-time simulation link. You can also... I noticed this last time we did this. When we do real-time simulation, you guys can actually watch the channels of the teams you're interested in, and the teams will actually get posts from the bot about how the game is going in real time, or at least close to real time. So if you're interested in watching the results, you can also do that on our Discord and be able to actually see all the results. So if you're not available to be on mobile, you can, if you're on mobile and you're on your phone, you can put the stream in the background as the Twitch pop out, and then go to the Discord and watch the Discord live as it updates, which would be really cool. So if you don't have a desktop, I highly recommend doing that, because that would be, I think, the best way to do this. So let's do it, guys. The real-time simulation for games number 1. What game this season do all the teams wear little Timmy Hunger patches on their uniforms? The minute that he's actually able to come out to the ball field, sure, Gabaku. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. I'll see what date the doctors expect him to be up and about and able to make it out to the ball field. And yeah, we'll put little we'll do little TU patches on the people's jerseys, and we'll make that a tribute to little Timmy Younger. Alrighty. So, before I actually jump into the real-time simulation, we gotta talk about the matchups. Trevor Rogers and the Astounding Armadillos, 3-1. Going up against the Graceful Giants, also 3-1, with Leo Wayne on the mound today. Leo Wayne has been perfect so far for the Graceful Giants. The Squirrels and Koalas take their 2-2 records over to the Kind Koalas Stadium. That's going to be Shohei Ohtani going up against Grace Tipton, who has not performed very well for the Koalas. So we'll see. We'll see if Tipton can turn it around. I think she had a good second start, a very bad first start against the Armadillos, but came back against the Cluckers quite nicely. So we'll see if Tipton can keep going as she has been over the past little while. The Cluckers and Friendly Frogs are both 1-3 as they are over at the Frogs' home at this point. Jay Green going up against Ashley Weber. Weber has been a phenomenal starter for the Friendly Frogs so far. I'm surprised she actually lost that first game, but when you're playing up against, Corbin Burns, it's going to be expected. The Nobles and Ducks are up against each other today. Again, another 1-3 club on both sides. Boogers McGee versus Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer has not had a good season so far. The strikeouts are not exactly on par with what he wants, and the homers, 7 home runs given up for Max Scherzer. The Nobles are looking to add on to that number if they possibly can. Ahmed Khan and Paul Goldschmidt looking to at least hit a home run in that game. And then the best game in the Noah's Ark League at this point, the Gnarly Goats versus the Curious Coyotes. The Coyotes had a fantastic week number 1 and then a dreadful week number 2. So the Coyotes are looking to bounce back with Courtney Michelle, their ace pitcher, against Corbin Burns, who has been, outside of maybe one other pitcher, has been the best pitcher in the Backyard Project so far. He leads the league in strikeouts. He leads the league in innings pitched, I believe. I think he does at least. Hold on. I gotta look this up now. Does he actually lead the league in, everything that matters? Let me go to our Goats team and Burns and his pitching information. Let me see. Pitching stats. He leads in innings pitched, strikeouts, WAR, and wins. Well, he's tied for wins, technically. I'm surprised he doesn't lead in WHIP, BABIP, ERA, but I guess technically there are some people who have better ERA than him. I think that might be relief pitchers who are technically counting right now. But the only other person who's really been able to counter Burns on the abilities of the season so far is Maria Luna. And we'll talk about her shortly here. So anywho, Corbin Burns and Courtney Michelle, the aces for the Goats and Coyotes, will be squaring off today at 4:05. That's going to be a fun matchup. Going into the Sunny Day League, we're going to be seeing the Knockout Kings looking for their first win of the regular season as they send up Benjamin Abenduct, who has been absolutely unlike himself to start off the season. Bruce Springsteen's going to be the person to go up against him for the Adorable Apollos, looking for their 4th win of the regular season. Springsteen has been a breath of fresh air for the Apollos for that squad. They were not expecting what he has brought so far for the regular season, so they're very happy with his performance so far. The Clobbering Cacti are over at the Courageous Captains today. That's Tim Gross versus Angela Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio had a good first start, not a good second start, so we'll see how she does today. All other teams are obsolete compared to the Admirals. Well, the Admirals and the Goats definitely have the lead so far, and they've definitely been I'll call it shoving. They've been shoving in all different directions, and they have the best pitching and hitting squads. Well, no, best pitching squads by far. The Goats have probably the best pitching across the BYP, and the Admirals have had an extremely overperforming pitching staff right now. So it's hard to tell which one is better, but I think the Goats are going to be more longevity-based than the Admirals, personally. But the Admirals keep winning, and as long as they keep winning, who cares? You only need to win 9 or 10 games, guys, to be able to make the playoffs. So you've got 4 already, and you're in a good spot. The Jolly Jazz and Jacob deGrom are looking for their first win. Both are looking for their first wins at this point against Earl Abbott and the Rebellious Reapers, who have been having an off and on season. There's a whole lot about the Reapers that's good and a whole lot that's really bad. So we'll be looking to see if the Reapers can turn it around today. They're just looking for some sparks of light at this point. The Jazz are looking for anything, but the Reapers are kind of trying to search for what's going wrong and then plug the holes at this point, it seems like. The Witty Whistlers are up against the Nimble Ninjas tonight. Kenny Kawaguchi has been pretty solid so far, and the Nimble Ninjas are sending up Sydney Weber to combat against the Wheelchair Ace of the Witty Whistlers. That should be a fun one right about there, too. The Whistlers have actually had a pretty good season so far. They've actually been really, really good. Some of the power ranking information that you guys can read about on our articles on our Discord have been talking a little bit about that, and some of our other article makers are also making good content as well. The Pleasant Pioneers are our last game of the day, potentially at 6:05 p.m. That's going to be Maria Luna, the number 2 pitcher in the Backyard Project, going up against the Angry Admirals and Bully Maguire. So we'll see if Maria Luna can finally knock the Angry Admirals into the loss column at this point. So With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with the real-time simulation. Let's do it. All right, welcome to the real-time simulation. We'll start off with the Cacti and the Captains and the Kings and Apollos for the Sunny Day League games, and then we'll be seeing the 1205 games for Neo's Arc, I believe, and then we'll come back around for the 205 games on both sides. So this should be a fun day all around. Let's get started with a 20-factor speed at this point, and let's do this. All right, the Apollos are definitely looking for that 4-1 start. They would love to see it. The Kings really want to see a win. They really need Abenduck to have a good start today. Otherwise, their season's already, a third over, and that's not a good way to get started. Both have pretty solid top of the first. The Cacti and Kings both go down 1, 2, 3. We'll see if anyone gets anything started here in the bottom of the first. Abenduck has an error for his Kings, but gets Nagasawa caught stealing second base, so a good start. Aaron Judge has singled in Thunder, and Posey has doubled in Bell. That's actually the two people I brought up in my power rankings listings yesterday. I was like, the Captains are doing pretty good, but we're really going to be looking at Judge and Posey to see how well they can bounce back from their batting average issues. And right off the bat, Posey and Judge giving the Captains a 2-0 lead. That's exactly what you want to see right now. Let me move myself over a little bit so I'm not in the way of everybody's visions here of the games that are going on. There we go. Captains have been doing surprisingly well on the offensive boards, and it's been showing with more here today. The Apollos get an error run as Joe Bowden reached on an error, scoring Stan Olafson. So unfortunately, 2 errors for the Kings has already put them in a 1-0 deficit. And a single for Mariana Ralph has scored Dean Danger, making it a 2-0 game so far. The Apollos are already striking and already being able to make some progress here against the Kings as we'll head to the top of the third for them. Sangstead steals second base for the Captains, and they have a runner on second with one person out. Now 2 people out, I believe. No, 2 people out originally. Ooh, the Kings are threatening here in the top of the third. Runner on first and third, and they will score 2 runs. The Kings have tied up the ball game. They are going to be supporting Abenduck today. Congratulations to them. And they're going to tack on the leading run as they score again. So singles for Kaz Cappy, Bubba Ray Jones the 8th, and then a ground out for Zenon Estrada has scored Mina, USA, Cappy, Dinosaur, and now a ground out for Castellanos has scored Bubba Ray Jones the 8th. It's a 5-2 lead for the Kings heading into the bottom of the third. That's exactly what Abenduck wanted to see right there. Some good run support finally. And no, you have not missed the Reapers game yet. They are playing in about probably in about 10 minutes at this point of real time 10 minutes or so. We are watching the early games of week 3, game number 1. As we have 2 outs already here in the bottom of the third. Abenduck has been working quite solidly so far. I probably jinxed it by saying that, but at this point, you like a 5-2 lead. You really like the 5-2 lead. Will Art Moreno get his first hit? The answer, probably no. Probably no. The Cacti missed an opportunity to score a run on second base with, I believe, 1 man down, and they will head to the bottom of the fourth, still down 2-0. The Captains looking for their 4th win of the season. They have been doing very well so far in the regular season, guys. I've been very happy with the Captains so far. Is there a new link, or is the last one still valid? Let me double check and make sure that the last one is still valid. It should be officially live now. And I'll bring it up just in case. Yeah, if that's not live, guys, let me give you guys the new one. There you go. If that first link didn't work, this one should. And back to our game we go. Nobody's made any moves on the scoring side at this point, as the Kings are looking to close out the bottom of the fourth. Bowden got on the first inning, I believe, when they scored their first run, but he gets out here. So it's gone through 4, my apologies. Gone through 4, have the Kings and Apollo. 5-2 lead, still in favor of the Kings at this point. We're getting close to the start of our next 2 games over on the Neo's Arc side at this point. The captains could really use a run right about here. Angela Del Vecchio gets Finnegan, Begin Again, striking out, swinging. And Angela Del Vecchio has been very solid through 5 at this point. Good start for Angela Del Vecchio. Abendut looking to get through 5 as well and match her for the day. Although technically he's had 2 runs given up, just not earned. The captains are looking to score more runs. It's going to come down to Judge and Posey again. Tim Gross is struggling, although technically he hasn't given up any earned runs so far for the day. He gets Judge to strike out swinging, so that's going to be a good start for the inning. Pete Wheeler has singled in Valor in the bottom of the 5th, and it's now a 5-3 ball game. So the Apollos are bringing it back, but that's all they will get, and the captains can't get anything either. Both ball clubs managed to only squeak out a little bit. And there we go, a solo homer for username unavailable, and the Cacti are on the board. Angela Del Vecchio finally gives up her first run of the day. And we'll see if any more of these ball clubs can get some more runs. Oh, the Kings almost had a chance there with a runner on third base, and I believe 1 man down, or 2 men down, but they will not score. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th for both of these ball clubs. The Armadillos, Giants, Squirrels, and Koalas are getting started with their ball games right now as well. And the Squirrels already up to a runner on second base. 2 men down, though. Tatis flies out, and Lena Inge strikes out to end the top of the 1st. Bottom of the 6th we are. Abendut has hit Dean Danger to put runners on 1st and 2nd. 1 man down for the Apollos. They want to score some runs here, but a double play for Joe Bowden ends the rally chance for the Apollos. They will head to the top of the 7th, down 5-3. The Cacti need to get some runs as they also enter the top of the 7th, down 1. They're losing 1-2 to the captains right now. Chance for the Kings to score some runs here in the top of the 7th. Runner on 2nd, and a Zenon Estrada 2-run homer. Zenon Estrada hits a 2-run homer, and the Apollos now face a 7-run grand slam deficit. Oh, man, that is not good. And you're absolutely right on that one, Mushroom. Apollos cannot afford to lose to a team right now that's 0-4. They are reeling after their loss to the Admirals. This is going to hurt even more if they don't get this win right here. The Koalas take a 1-0 lead over the Squirrels with a Jason St. Louis home run. Nicely done right there. The Apollos are trying to get something started. Abendut's trying to finish 7 innings. A stolen base to, I believe that was Pablo Pierre. Mariana Ralph flies out, however. Valor gets Pablo over to 3rd. Chance to score is still at this point. But Pete Wheeler grounds out, and Abendut is able to go 7, giving up 3 runs. I believe only 1 of them earned, though. So a solid quality start from Benjamin Abendut. The first time all year we finally get to see Benjamin Abendut in his prime. The Squirrels have taken a 2-1 lead over the Koalas on a triple and a ground out by Get Off Milan and Selitz Styles. So congratulations to them for taking that 2-1 lead at this point. The Armadillos want to score, as do the captains here in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, the Kings had a runner picked off at first base. Nicely done right there by the Apollos to pick a runner off. The captains do score on a single by Loggins Jr. That'll score Posey at this point. A good outing from the captains. They look to take this one as they head to the top of the 9th. So we will head to the top of the 9th. The Apollos score another run on a triple by Stan Olafson. I'm going to slow us down a little bit here, guys, as we get to the end of these ball games. The Giants are scoring runs against the Armadillos on a single and a 2-run homer by Black Swordsman. Nicely done right about there. The offense really clicking for a lot of these ball clubs right now. The Apollos trying to still score some runs. They have a runner on first base, 2 men down. The Cacti have a runner on first. 1 man down. McBeam has singled, so it's up to Meats. They could really use something big right here. The Apollos are also trying to score, but they won't get it. The Apollos do get a sacrifice fly. No, wait. How did the Captains... Oh, it was a solo homer for Marquardt for the Cacti. That put them within 1. But then they did lose in the top of the 9th inning. Oh, so they had the tying run on base and the leading run at home. But the Captains will prevail and take the 3-2 win. The Apollos got one more run on the sacrifice by Cheese the Man, and that made it 7-5. So it's a save situation for the Kings. They'd like to get maybe 1 or 2 more runs. And then the Giants are taking it to the Armadillos right now. That's a 3-1 versus 3-1 matchup at this point. Both teams have been very good so far in the regular season. The Armadillos probably are hoping for a better performance from their starter, but Leo Wayne has been phenomenal so far at this point. The Squirrels are looking to score some runs, and they get one on a passed ball. That'll score silver at this point. So the Squirrels take a 3-1 lead. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th for the Kings. This is the first save situation they've had all season. Emmanuel Clace is up to pitch against the Apollos. They just need 3 outs. The Squirrels only managed to get that 1 run, by the way, and that's all they will have. Oh boy, the Captains going to 4-1 is a good sign of things to come. We will see if any of our undefeated teams get losses to make that number 1 seed even harder for our article writers to be able to do. Vidal Valor has singled, but Pete Wheeler strikes out looking. Valor's gotta be stealing here. You gotta be stealing second base to put some pressure on the Kings at this point. Nagasawa's up against Emmanuel Clace. 1-2 pitch. On the way to Nagasawa. They're fouling it off. Nagasawa will ground out. Over to second base goes Vidal Valor, though. Last chance for the Apollos to make anything happen. Stan Olofsson up. Emmanuel Clace slams the door on them. Bruce Springsteen gets the loss. Benjamin Abendut goes 7 strong innings, gets the win. And your Kings have their first victory of Season 1. Congratulations to the Kings fans out there. And there's going to be some questions raised by the Apollos pitching staff after this performance, unfortunately. We'll have to see how that goes. And you are absolutely right. Pete Wheeler having a rough day so far. Del Vecchio having a very good day. The Armadillos have finally scored a run off of Leo Wayne. Jordan Crabber has hit a solo homer in the top of the 5th, and they are still threatening to score on a couple of singles, I believe, at this point. So the Armadillos starting to make some noise over in their game over at Skydome, as a single for Ray Skydonias, interesting name right there, scores Wells, and they still are trying to score some runs at this point. They get a double from Breathless Mahoney, and it scores Badu. It's down to a 1-run lead for the Giants. The Armadillos get the lead. Jake Randolph triples in Skydonias and Mahoney, and it is opening up of the floodgates against Leo Wayne as the Armadillos take a 5-4 lead. The Koalas are trying to score runs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runners on, 1 man down, 2 men down now, unfortunately. And it'll be up to Salvador Perez, who hits a 3-run home run. Oh, man. Salvador Perez coming in clutch for the Koalas as they take a 4-3 lead over the Squirrels. These 2 ball games, back and forth, they have gone. Both pitching staffs have had good moments and bad moments at this point. And we'll see who wants to take the wins for both of these teams right about here. Oh, man. These are going to come down to the wire, aren't they? Bottom of the 5th, we were in for the Giants. They end up that inning, and now they're going to head to the top of the 6th. The Squirrels and Koalas are facing off right now in the top of the 7th. 2 men down. They'll head to the bottom of the 7th. The Koalas still have their 4-3 lead. The Jazz and Reapers have started. That's Jacob deGrom versus, I don't even know who is actually pitching for the Reapers at this point. I'll have to check on that in a second here. Runner on second base for the Armadillos. They want to score more. Runner on first for the Koalas. They also want to score some more runs if possible. But the Armadillos are not allowed to do anything about that as they will head to the bottom of the 6th. Trevor Rogers continues to go out and work at this point. I believe Leo Wayne is also doing that as well. Earl Abbott, that's who's pitching for the Reapers over on their end. Thank you, EVC. in the chat for giving me that information. Tim Tebow has hit a solo home run, so all the doubters in the Koalas Discord are going to have to rethink that statement about Tim Tebow not wanting to be started, as he gives the Koalas a 5-3 lead. Get Off Me Lawn for the Squirrels has had a 4-hit day so far. 4 for 4, a single, 2 singles, a double, and a triple. A home run away for the cycle is Get Off Me Lawn. The Squirrels are looking to get some runs here in the top of the 8th. 1 man down, 2 runners on. Second and third they are with a sacrifice for Tatis. Are you kidding me? A single for Lena Inge, though, scores a run, and they have runners on first and third. Chance to be able to tie up the ball game, but they don't get it. Oh, man. Oh, there's been a couple of people who said that Tebow shouldn't be starting anymore. So we'll see if that still rings true after this evening. Oh, dear. The Giants are trying to score here in the bottom of the 7th, and they will tie up the ball game. The Giants get a sacrifice fly for Black Swordsman, who has had a phenomenal day so far, by the way. We'll head to the top of the 8th. McDonald. Old McDonald is in to pitch for the Giants. Felgate doubles, puts the Armadillos in a chance to score a run. Runners on first and second. The Squirrels really need to score a run right here. They have 2 more chances, and then the Koalas will take this. With Ernie Steele on the mound to get the save. Last chance for them, and they end it. The Koalas take the victory over the Squirrels. 5-4. 5-4 win for the Koalas. Tipton out-duels Ohtani. And the offense of the Koalas just clutch enough with the support of a couple of home runs to get that victory. The Reapers have scored off of Jacob deGrom in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Giants are looking to score off of the Armadillos in the bottom of the 8th here. Runner on third base, 1 man down. 2 men down as Delvecchio strikes out swinging, and Fartakis grounds out. The Reapers have added on another and another with a single and a walk. And Jacob deGrom, another poor start so far. We'll have to see how this goes down the road, but already 3-0 in favor of the Reapers. They are coming out swinging tonight. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th for the Giants-Armadillos game. It's still tied 5-5. Buxton gets the steal for the Jazz. They've got a chance, and it's a walk-off. There it is. The Giants have walked off the Armadillos 6-5. Pseudonym hits the solo homer in the bottom of the 9th to clinch it for the Giants. Congratulations to the Giants. CJ Cron has reached on an error, scoring Buxton for the Jazz. So that gives them 1 run, at least, in the 3-1 deficit so far. They have a runner on second still. Chance to score, but McInnery grounds out, and that will end their rally here in the top of the 4th. The Cluckers and Frogs are already through 5, as we've gotten them, or not, they're through 4, as they are still tied 0-0 scoreless as they enter into the bottom of the 5th. A good matchup right there between Jay Green and, is that Ashley Weber? Yes, Ashley Weber and Jay Green going at it over there. Some pretty good matchups so far at this point. The Reapers are looking for a victory. Earl Abbott's been solid so far. The Jazz would really like to get both deGrom and their club a win. The Kings already got their win, so it's just the Jazz now. The Jazz could really use a win. Looks like the Frogs had a chance to score a run there, but a ground out for Reynolds strands the runner on second base, and they'll head back to the top of the 6th, with Weber still out there pitching at this point. Runner on first base for the Reapers. That was a walk to Veronica Lee. She's caught stealing second, though. Jacob deGrom gets 2 men down in the inning, strikes out Chuck Norris, and that'll retire the side. They'll head to the top of the 6th. Chance for the Reapers to keep moving forward with Earl Abbott, who has been pretty solid so far. Couple of really good pitchers duels at this point, guys. Couple of solid pitchers duels going forth here. A single for Buxton. Is he gonna try to steal again? He does. He steals third base. Buxton, I believe, has 3 stolen bases for the day, and he scores on a ground ball for Plum Smuggler. So Buxton has, by himself, managed to score 2 runs for the Jazz by doing all of the running game that he possibly could do at this point. It's still 0-0 over in the Cluckers Frogs area right now, as Utley has a single, though. Chance for the Cluckers to score a run right here. Runner on second. Now it's first and third. The Cluckers are threatening here in the top of the 7th inning. Weber's starting to tire, and there's a ground out for Vicky Kawaguchi scoring a run. It'll score Utley, and the Cluckers take a 1-0 lead. And Art Moreno continues to get out as he grounded out for the Reapers. I don't know. I don't know if he'll get a hit today or not, guys. My apologies about that. For all the Moreno fans out there, I don't know if that's going to happen. The Nobles and Ducks are starting up their ball game. They're already in the 2nd inning at this point. I believe there's probably one other game down beneath it. Yep, that's the Coyotes and Goats game. That's going to be Burns versus... who is that? That's Burns versus... I should know this, but I'm not right now. Michelle. Courtney Michelle at this point. So the Coyotes got 2 hits, but they couldn't get any runs. We'll see how they fare down the stretch. We're heading into the top of the 8th for both the Reapers, Frogs, Cluckers, and Jazz at this point. Both of these ball clubs are in a 1-run lead situation right now. Definitely an opportunity for the Cluckers here in the top of the 8th. Looks like Amir Khan has been called upon to pitch. He's got a runner on first base, 1 man down. Fred Baker grounds out, putting the runner over to second base. And that's all they wrote for that inning. So they'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Chance for the Frogs to be able to tie it up. The Reapers are looking to take their 3-2 lead into the top of the 9th here, as they have Colleen Klinker. Yep, that's going to be it. So we'll head to the top of the 9th. The Jazz have one last chance, one last shot to be to not be the only undefeated team, only defeated team in the league. But Buxton strikes out, which doesn't bode well. Smuggler is up next. He's got a 2-2 pitch, and he'll single, so they have the tying run on, leading run at the plate, as C.J. Crone is batting. Full count to Crone, and he strikes out swinging. It'll be down to Jocinda Smith, and that is it. Jacob deGrom has lost again. He gives up 3 early runs, and that was all the Reapers need, as they will take this victory 3-2 over the Jazz. So the Jazz are 0-5 to start the season. 0-5 to start the season. And Jacob deGrom is 0-3. The Frogs are looking to stave off this loss. A 1-0 win on the line for the Cluckers. Pigeons hit by a pitch. It's a chance for them to score a run. The Frogs just need 1. They'd love 2. Runner on first base, 1 man down. Gulch. Oh, it's a double play. Ends the game. The Cluckers take the 1-0 victory over the Frogs. Jay Green with the win. Ashley Weber with the loss. Bryce Harper has hit a solo homer for the Nobles as they take a 1-0 lead over the Ducks. So the home run prone Max Scherzer has already given up 1 home run, but it has been a very solid performance so far. So we'll see how this goes as we continue on the list. Also, the Coyotes and Goats heading into the bottom of the 4th. Both still tied 0-0 at this point. Chance for both to be able to get some progress as they both look to continue their winning, and the Coyotes to get back above 500 ways at this point. The Ducks have a runner on second base, 2 men down, and they'll strike out with Chesterfield, unfortunately. They'll go to the top of the 5th, as will the Goats and Coyotes. Good performance so far from Courtney Michelle, and a good performance from Corbin Burns so far. We'll see if either one of them can blink first at this point, guys. The Goats are still undefeated, as are the Admirals. And yeah, Burns is by far the league's best pitcher, although Maria Luna of the Pioneers might have something to say about that. We will see. We will see about that. Max Scherzer has struck out 9 through 5 innings. And, Courtney Michelle, guys, Courtney Michelle. Chris Jardine has walked here in the bottom of the 5th. Ground out to Mayhew, puts him over at second. Chance to score a run, and they get it. The Coyotes have gotten to Corbin Burns on a single from Joe Unknown, scoring Chris Jardine. He's instantly caught stealing second, but still, a 1-0 lead for the Coyotes over the Goats in a pitcher's duel, a flat-out loud pitcher's duel at this point. Oh, there goes the no-hitter. A lot of our teams managed to go about 5 innings of no-hit ball, and then they just can't hold on to it. As Dante Robinson gets a single, is caught stealing, which I don't understand why they're getting caught stealing if they're not taking good jumps. But the Goats do get their first base runner, I believe, of the game. Oh, runners on second and third. Chance for the Coyotes to score some runs here. Oh, man. Burns might be blinking more than once. Bases loaded, 1 man down. Burns in trouble, and a wild pitch scores Woodruff. It's 2-0 Coyotes. Runners on second and third, still 1 man down. Chance for them to score some more runs here, but Kwan strikes out swinging, and it'll be down to Idaho. Idaho doubles. A perfect inning for the Coyotes. They now lead 4-0 over the Goats. Oh, man. Upset in the making for the Coyotes over the Goats here. And basically, Corbin Burns is blinking all over the place at this point. Not a good sign for Goats fans. Also, by the way, the Nobles have taken a 2-0 lead over the Ducks with a solo homer for Paul Goldschmidt, and then a single for Bad Boy Bubby has singled in Lewis. So they have a 3-0 lead, and they are still threatening here in the top of the 7th inning. Moonbeam walks. Armando Lanitas has come in to pitch, and Bokai is up to bat. Bases loaded, 1 man down. The Nobles want to break this game wide open. A fielder's choice gets the runner out at home and leaves it up to Bryce Harper. Already having a homer has Harper, but he strikes out looking. How do you strike out looking? Oh my gosh. Not a good sign for them. Addison Bond has hit a solo homer for the Whistlers as they take on the Ninjas, my apologies. They now lead 1-0. The Coyotes still have Courtney Michelle pitching in the top of the 8th. 1 hit, 2 walks. Make that 2 hits. Runner on first and second. They bring in Luann Louie. All right, the Coyotes bring in their closer, Luann Louie. Top of the 8th, we are. Runner on first and second, 1 man down. They will look to close it out. Knick-knack, paddywhack flies out. And then, of course, Donuts is up. The last potential chance here for the... And that was it. That's what all the Goats could get. They don't get anything in the top of the 8th. As Matthew Bellows has hit a homer for the Admirals, that's Maria Luna's first run given up for the day. Paul Goldschmidt hits a 2-run homer for the Nobles as they look to absolutely destroy the Ducks at this point, 5-0. Delgado has been called upon to pitch as he gave up the 2-run homer to Goldschmidt, I believe. Lemmel has hit a solo homer for the Coyotes, and Willie Hayes has hit a 2-run homer for the Ninjas to take the lead there. Hold on, slow down, guys, slow down. Greasy Frank hits a 2-run homer for the Nobles, and they have a 7-0 lead. Barry Dogberry hits a solo homer for the Coyotes, and they have a 6-0 lead. Marcellus Marks has grounded into a fielder's choice, scoring Winkelberger, and the Pioneers come back against the Admirals. The Admirals are the last potential team to have no losses, as the Goats are looking at a top of the 9th inning in the second here. Top of the 9th inning potentially for the Goats, and they are down 6-0. 6-0 deficit for the Goats. They have to go up against Luann Louie. Not a good sign. Vladimir Guerrero doubles in Marks, and that gives the Pioneers a 2-1 lead. Josh Exley has hit a solo homer for the Whistlers. I believe that's his 3rd of the regular season. He has been phenomenal so far, and the Whistlers tie up against the Ninjas. Top of the 9th we are. Coyotes have 1 man down already, 2 men down, and the Goats down to their final out. Luann Louie looking for save number 2, I believe, of the regular season. Polo is the last hope for the Goats. This could be it. He will walk. Titus will be on first. Whitney Singh is up to bat. 2 men down, however. They are still on the knife's edge for what they can do at this point. 1-2 pitch. And Luann Louie closes out. Well, not closes out, but finishes the ball game. As the Coyotes take the 6-0 victory over the Goats. The Goats lossless no more. They are now 4-1. USS Yorktown singled in McDuck, and Devers for the Ducks, but they are still down 7-2 as they enter into the top of the 9th. Elwood Hayes has hit a homer for the Admirals, his 3rd of the regular season, and they tie up the game against the Pioneers. Nicely done. Eric Kelly has hit a homer. Kelly and Exley hit homers every single game. When one of them hits a homer, the other has to hit a home run. I've noticed that. They come in bunches as the Whistlers take a 3-2 lead over the Ninjas. We're in the top of the 9th for the Nobles. They still have their 7-2 lead over the Ducks. They're looking to close this game out and take their record, I believe, to 2-3. They are definitely starting to get on a bit of a hot streak here at this point. The Whistlers add on to their lead with an Oscar Bridgman single, scoring Johnson. And the Pioneers take a 3-2 lead over the Admirals on Wander Franco's ground out, scoring Swanson. Good job for the Pioneers. That's the Maria Luna Bully McGuire pitcher's duel over there, although it's not really been a pitcher's duel at this point. We'll see. It's been somewhat of a pitcher's duel, but not really. Bottom of the 9th, we go for the Nobles and Ducks. I believe this is the last 3 games of the day, guys. The Ducks have got 3 outs left. Drummond on to pitch here in the bottom of the 9th. He pitched the 8th. Chance for the Nobles to take another victory and make all of the booing people unhappy again. Striking out, swinging is Chester Field. That'll leave it up to Willie. 1 man down. Willie Hayes has hit a homer for the Ninjas. That's his 2nd homer of the day. As the Ninjas come even closer now, 3-4 is their deficit against the Whistlers. Willie has walked. All right, so there's a runner on first base for A. Rose. Rose flies out, leaving it up to Mike Clark, I believe. Or is this Mark? And that's going to be it. The Nobles take their victory. Scherzer goes to 0-2 as the home runs were not heavy at the beginning, but they did come in later. And, man, that's not a good sign for the Ducks. They lose 7-2 to the booing Nobles. Matt Olson has hit his 2nd home run of the season for the Whistlers. They have a 5-3 lead at this point over the Ninjas. And that's Pablo Sanchez's Ninjas, by the way. They live and die by Pablo Sanchez, it seems. If he has a good day, they win. If he has a bad day, they lose. That's just how it goes for the Ninjas. Both of our games here are in the 5th inning, respectively, at this point. Yes, we have had 4 home runs. 4 homers for the Whistlers. So 4 of their 5 runs have been off of the long ball. And the Ninjas have had 2 homers, and that constitutes for at least 2 of their 3 runs. So both of these teams absolutely going ham on the home runs categories at this point. I mean, where's his game-tying home run? If they can get a runner on base, there's a good opportunity for Pablo to be able to make something of it. The Whistlers are threatening, and they won't get anything, however. All right. So we will head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll see if we can spot Pablo Sanchez in this inning here. I think he's scheduled to be up in the 6th, but we'll see. Bottom of the 5th we go. Kawaguchi's been looking pretty decent so far. He has given up 3 runs. A couple of homers don't help. On the bottom game, Bully McGuire has managed to go past the 5th inning at least. He's been a little roughed up. He's given up 2 earned runs, 3 runs total. He's down 3-2 for his ball club. The Admirals looking to not get a loss and join the Goats. with the only team that didn't have a loss to get a loss in the same day. Trudell singles, and it'll be up to Middleton for the Ninjas. 2 men down. Runner advances on a wild pitch. Runner in scoring position now. Kawaguchi in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. But they'll get out of it with a pop-up for Samuel Middleton. So a good job right there by Kenny Kawaguchi to get out of that little jam right about there. The Pioneers have a single for Smundus Hounderson. And Bare Necessities is up with a runner on first base, 1 man down. Bully McGuire, oh, there we go. Smundus steals second base, but it'll get Bare Necessities a strikeout looking. Nicely done. Oh, and Ricky Johnson has hit a solo homer for the Whistlers, so it's now 6-3 in favor of the Whistlers. The Ninjas and Sidney Weber not doing well on the home run balls today, as the Ninjas have given up 5 home runs. Swanson flies out to end the top of the 6th, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Luna back out to pitch against the Admirals. The Whistlers finishing up the top of the 6th inning right now. McNichol grounds out for the Admirals. Luna looking pretty good. Another ground ball out. Elwood Hayes is out, and they'll leave up Mikey Thomas. Thomas flies out, and we'll head to the 7th. Matt Olson has walked for the Whistlers. Matt Olson either hits home runs, walks, or strikes out. That's all he does, guys. That's literally all he does. Top of the 7th we go. Bully McGuire looks like he'll be in to pitch the top of the 7th inning. He's been fairly efficient so far. 7 hits is a little bit much, but no walks is good. Franco grounds out. Pablo Sanchez up to bat here first in the bottom of the 6th for the Ninjas. We're hoping for something from him right here. He's 1 for 2 for the ball game so far. His backyard kid rival Kenny Kawaguchi on the mound. Still here in the bottom of the 6th. And he'll get Pablo to strike out looking. Oh man, the control pitch from Kawaguchi must have frozen up Pablo Sanchez. Winkelberger has singled in the top of the 7th for the Pioneers, and that was all that they were going to do with McGuire, unfortunately. Kafka is in next to pitch. They did get 2 outs in the inning, but unfortunately that single to Eustachius was all they needed to see to pull out Bully McGuire. So he'll go 6 2/3, giving up 3 runs on, I believe, 8 hits. They will get Toeo Lidge to strike out, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Still a 6-3 lead for the Whistlers as we head to the top of the 7th, and still a 3-2 lead for the Pioneers as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Let's go ahead and speed it up really fast, back up to 20 at this point. Nothing happening for both ball clubs as they head into their tops and bottom of innings. Patterson singles for the Admirals. Good chance to be able to score some runs here. Bellows is up next. 1 man down, runner on first base. Bellows will walk. That leaves it up to McLovin. McLovin has a runner on first and second. Chance to score a run. And he will walk. Maria Luna has given up back-to-back walks. Her 2 walks of the day and a double to Ollie Boudreau has scored Patterson and Bellows. And the Admirals take a 4-3 lead as Maria Luna has blinked in the bottom of the 7th inning. She'll get Annie Frazier to strike out and James McNichol to ground out, but still the damage is done. The Pioneers now losing 4-3 as they head to the top of the 8th. Luna has not been as good as we expected, but then again, neither was Burns. So today is the day of upsets, everybody. Today is the day of upsets. The Whistlers still have their 6-3 lead as they head into the top of the 8th. The Pioneers look to have the tying run on first base. 2 men down, however. Full count and a Bare Necessities 2-run home run gives the Pioneers the 5-4 lead once again. Oh man, this game's going to go down to the wire, isn't it? The Pioneers are not going to give this up easily. They take the lead on Bare Necessities' 2-run home run, and they have a runner on first base, but Franco strikes out. All right, we head into the top of the 9th for the Whistlers. They still lead 6-3. Harding in to pitch in the 9th here. Bottom of the 8th we go. The Admirals would really like to get a home run just to tie up the game before they head into the 9th. Mikey Thomas strikes out looking, however. Tom Warner's been productive, but he's not been good so far today. He will walk, which gives Isaiah Patterson a chance. All they need is a chance. Oh, he lines out. Isaiah Patterson lines out, and they'll head to the top of the 9th. Let's slow it down, guys. We have top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th. Top of the 9th, we go for the Pioneers. Bottom of the 9th for the Ninjas. Pablo Sanchez strikes out looking again. This time to Nancy Chin. Christopher Christopherson has a 2-1 pitch on the way, a 3-1 pitch on the way, and he will walk. So they get a chance to put some batters on base at this point against Chin. The Whistlers want to close this out, get their save, take their win, and go home, and they will. A double play by Chin will get the rest of the inning retired. The Whistlers take the game from the Ninjas 6-3. Well done for them. And we will head to the bottom of the 9th. The Pioneers couldn't get any more runs. The Admirals just need one. They just need one run, guys. Admirals are going to have Bellows up first against Crockett. Crockett can be a little iffy, but she's a pretty good pitcher. Crockett pitching against Bellows. 1-2 pitch on the way. 2-2 pitch on the way, and a full count. Can Bellows get on base? He cannot. He strikes out looking. That'll leave it up to the last two batters. 2 more outs for the Pioneers to knock off the only other undefeated team from the standings, and we would have a complete wipe across the boards for all of our expectations. Bellows has struck out. McLovin has a full count pitch from Crockett. And he strikes out swinging. 2 men down for Crockett and the Pioneers. 1 more out. That's all they need. Ollie Boudreau. 1-2 pitch, 2-2 pitch. Crockett likes going to full counts. And that's it! End of the ball game. The Pioneers take the victory 5-4. Luna gets her 3rd win of the regular season. I believe she is the only pitcher to get her 3rd win in Game 1 of Week 3. She is the only pitcher to have 3 wins. Lots of upsets today, ladies and gentlemen. Your standings look like this. Oh, man. So, major upsets. The Admirals and Goats have lost. The Witty Whistlers are on a 4-game winning streak. The Giants are on a 3-game winning streak. There's a lot to cover before we get into Thursday. Oh, man. Juan Soto still batting .500. Nobody hit their 4th homer of the year, but a ton of homers for the Whistlers. The Whistlers organization is chock full of home run hitters. You're talking about Exley. You're talking about Kelly, Bond, Olson. Ricky Johnson has joined the fray, and Krangus McBasketball. This club is solid at this point. Very solid performance from the Whistlers in their 6-3 win over the Ninjas. So, oh my gosh, I will upload the files, ladies and gentlemen, for this new simulation, and we will be back on Thursday to do our game number 2s of the weeks. We're going to be seeing a bunch of games in terms of the Ducks and Goats, the Koalas and the Coyotes, the Armadillos and Nobles, the Frogs and Squirrels, and the Giants and Cluckers. And Pete Wheeler still does not lead the league in steals. I actually wonder who does. Is he still tied? No, Buxton and Wolf. Wolf now have it. He's technically tied for the SDL lead, but Kathy Wolf at 6 stolen bases has taken over 3, I can't count, 3 stolen bases for Kathy Wolf in the last ball game, and she will have a 6 stolen base lead. There are no undefeated teams, and there's only one winless team at this point. So we are back to square one, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go back to the drawing board. There's now 5 teams at 4-1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams at 3-2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. thank you guys so much for watching and for being here today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday evenings. And we'll be back on Thursday to do the game number 2s of the Backyard Project for week number 3. Have a great rest of your Mondays, everyone. I'll talk to you all later.